Let me start with a very simple question. If one of your clients needed, well, let's say, I don't know, an extra $70,000 a year starting tomorrow, where do you think that money is going to come from? Well, that's the reality of a long-term care event. And it's really not a question of if, but when, because nearly 70% of Americans over the age 65 will need some form of long-term care in their lifetime. So to put that another way, between you, me, and your neighbor, two of us will need long-term care. Yet, very few have a plan in place. As insurance agents, we spend years helping clients protect the things that matter the most to them, right? Yeah, we do. But too often, we overlook the one risk that can wipe away decades of planning, and that risk is long-term care. So I call this the Great Retirement Income Gap. It happens when unexpected expenses, kind of like when my father had to pay $8,500 a month for a private nursing home room, or when a friend of mine's parents paid $5,000 a month for a small apartment in assisted living. These expenses suddenly exceed a client's income. So you see, this isn't an asset problem, it's an income problem. And it can completely devastate even the most well-prepared retirement portfolio. Like I said before, I've seen this firsthand. My own father, he'd lived in a nursing home for 11 years. Imagine that, 11 years. Now his long-term care policy ran out, and then my brother and I, we had to liquidate his annuities, we had to sell off his property, and even spend down the cash value inside of his life insurance policy. So these are things that my mom and dad worked a lifetime to build. So their dream of leaving a legacy completely disappeared. That's why this conversation matters for you and your clients. But the challenge is this: clients rarely bring up long-term care on their own. In fact, most avoid the topic altogether, because sometimes it feels uncomfortable or it might just be overwhelming to them. But the reality is this: if we don't initiate the conversation, our clients are really left exposed. And then their families are left scrambling, emotionally, financially, and legally at the worst possible time. Now, as their trusted insurance agent, we are in the best position to lead this discussion. But guess what? You don't have to go at it alone, because that's where I come in. But more on that in a little bit. So let's talk a little bit about solutions, because there is not a one size that fits all. But here are the main strategies. Now, the clients can self-fund. They can liquidate their assets or maybe earmark some investments. But this approach is risky because, markets can fluctuate, taxes might apply, and assets can quickly disappear. They could rely on government programs, but Medicare covers almost nothing beyond short-term skilled care, and Medicaid is just only available after spending down their assets, kind of like what my father had to do. Now, there's also traditional long-term care, and that can work. But clients sometimes worry about maybe rising premiums or the use it or lose it design. Now, there's life insurance that has long-term care riders. Now, this allows clients to access their death benefit if they need care while still possibly guaranteeing something passes on to loved ones. And lastly, asset-based long-term care. This is probably the most innovative option. Clients reposition an existing asset like cash, life insurance, or even an annuity into a policy that multiplies its value for care. And it can pay tax-free benefits and still leaves a legacy if care is never needed. So when you frame these as income protection strategies rather than just insurance, clients begin to see how planning safeguards both their retirement and their families, right? So here's my challenge to you. In your next client meeting, ask just one simple question. If you ever needed long-term care, which asset would you liquidate first? That one question will open the door to a life-changing conversation. So don't wait until your clients are in crisis, but be that agent who helps them prepare in advance with confidence and clarity. And again, here's the best part. You don't have to navigate this alone. As your concierge insurance director, I'm here to support you, walk you through client cases, and provide you with strategies and tools that you need to succeed. Or you can simply just let me be your in-house expert, and I can have these conversations with your clients on your behalf. Okay? Great. So let's make sure your clients' retirement income and their legacy are protected. Reach out to me today and let's have that conversation before someone else does. All right? So call me at 763-265-3297. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to working with you very soon. All right? Have an amazing day.